DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves all of us, including you, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together in one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one show. It is this masterclass right here that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is how to cultivate and maintain positive energy. I think this is something that would help everybody. I think everybody would enjoy to have a little bit more positive energy in your life. Do you think that would help you if you could just have more positivity, just more positivity overall in your life? I think that would help a whole lot of people. I told you in masterclass number 888 how to stay positive even when things are going bad. Masterclass number 668, how to never allow the negatives to outweigh the positives. Number 502, using negative energy for positive outcomes. And masterclass number 486, bringing positive can-do energy to everything that you do. Masterclass number 101, positive thinking is a job, it is not a privilege, meaning you must always be doing it. It's not something that you just do when you get around to it. Masterclass number 1499, who is a positive investment in your life and who is not a positive investment? These are questions that you should have answers to. Masterclass number 1450, how to remain positive and calm when everyone around you is stressed and anxious. So you see, I've talked about positivity a lot, and there are others. I'm not going to go through all of them here, but I wanted to refer you to those classes just in case you didn't know about them or you haven't listened to them, or you did and you can't remember anything that I said, but you probably can't. So make sure you go back, all you game group members, and make sure you listen to those. And by the time you're listening to this, we probably have put all of those episodes in the exclusive game group member only app, so you can access every episode ever right through the same app. You don't even have to go into the member portal. But today's topic, again, how to cultivate and maintain positive energy, and we will continue to talk about positive things, these positive energy, positive life, positive results, positive people, because everybody wants those things, right? So I don't think there will ever be a surplus of positive talk material on this show to the point that you're tired of hearing it. You're like, oh man, Dre's talking about positive things again. Never mind, I'm good. No, I think you will always tune into these. So let's get right into our points. Topic once more: how to cultivate and maintain positive energy in your life. Point number one: best thing you can do to cultivate positive energy is to create clarity. Clarity will help you create positivity. Why? Because positive energy can be a challenge when you don't know what you are doing or where you are going. Have you ever been in a position where you felt like you were doing a whole lot of stuff, but you didn't know exactly what you were doing or where it was taking you? You ever been in a position where you were going somewhere, like there was movement happening, but you had no idea where exactly you were planning on ending up? Anyone ever been in that situation? Is there anyone who's in that situation right now as you're listening to my voice? Positive energy can be a really big challenge when you don't see any clear direction in your own life or in your career or in your relationship or in your business or whatever it is that you're doing, any project or plan you're working on. If you can't clearly see where this is going, you don't see what the end result of it is, then it can be very hard to stay positive because your mind is trying to figure that out. Your mind wants to know where it's going. You can't answer the question, that you got a problem. So what you need to do is make a plan that is as unambiguous as possible, meaning as clear as possible. You entrepreneurs out there, any of you ever gotten to your work day? Maybe you got to your office, maybe you work from home and you get to the point where you're ready to start working, but you have no idea what exactly you're doing that day, why you're doing it, and what the end game is for doing all this stuff. Like, if I do all these things I got written down here today and tomorrow and the next day, where is this actually taking me? What is this going to do for me? And you don't have an answer to the question, but you feel like you got a lot of work to do. Anybody listening to me right now feel like you are working really hard every day in your life, but you have no idea why you're working hard and where it is taking you? This lack of clarity, what it does is it creates friction. When you don't have clarity in your life, it creates friction, meaning you are using energy, but it's so hard to use that energy that it almost hurts to even move. It hurts to use that energy simply because you're rubbing up against something, you're grinding up against something. It's not a smooth movement what you're doing. And what friction does is it saps your energy very quickly. It's kind of like driving your car with the emergency brake on. While the car will move if you press hard enough on the gas, depending on the power of your engine and how strong your brakes are, you are creating a ton of friction up against between your brake and the wheel, between the brake pad and the wheel. A ton of friction is being created. So even though the car may move, you're gonna have to use a whole lot more gas. It's gonna take a lot more time. The car will not move as quickly. Usually you'll probably notice that the emergency brake's on once the car starts moving. Like, why is the car moving so slow? Oh yeah, the emergency brake's on. Then everything will start moving a whole lot faster. Well, that's how it is when you are moving through life without clarity. When you're moving through life without a clear plan, with ambiguous goals, you don't really know where you're going, what you're doing, why you're doing it. There's no real rhyme or reason. You have a whole lot of friction, and friction saps your energy very quickly. If that's the best case scenario, it will sap your energy. Worst case scenario, it will stop you from even using it because you have no idea why you're using it. You have no idea what is this going to do for me. And then before you know it, you are just completely demotivated to even do your own work. You're not even excited to do what you need to do for yourself simply because you have no idea what you need to do, why you're doing it, and what it's going to do for you. Have you ever felt like this? It's probably because there's a lack of clarity in what you have going on. You create clarity, and a simple way to start creating clarity, I'll give you a simple tip: start eliminating things. You create clarity not by adding things and doing more, but by eliminating things and doing less. Point number 2. Today's topic is how to cultivate and maintain positive energy in your life. Control your environment. And understanding your environment includes a lot of different spaces. I'm gonna give you 3 specific ones. First of all, your physical space. You probably feel a lot better subconsciously and maybe consciously the more clean, neat, and organized your physical space is. If you clean up your house, make your house really neat, and organize your house, you probably feel better being in the house because of how neat and clean it is. Is this true? If you clean up, make neat, and you organize your car, you probably feel better riding in the car, or you'll feel better at your desk in your office, or you'll feel better in any space in your life that you can clean things up, make them neat, and make them organized. You probably feel a whole lot better simply because you just created clarity through controlling your physical environment. The more junk you have in your physical environment is probably representative of the junk that you have in your mind. The junk that you have in any physical space is blocking you, getting in your way. They're just things that need to be removed, trashed, thrown away, gotten rid of. They need to be feng shuied, right? You need to get rid of them and eliminate them. When you get rid of those things, it creates more clarity in your mind subconsciously, creates more clarity for you consciously, and it'll create more positive energy for you because you created a stream. You created an empty space where some energy can flow through. But if you have all these blockages, you have all these physical objects, all this junk, all this debris in your way, blocking those streams of free thought, those streams of physical energy, those streams of psychic energy from flowing to you in life because you have this junk in your way. Again, I'm saying this metaphorically, but also literally. When you get rid of the junk, you create space. And when you have space, now the positive energy can fit in there. But if there's no space for it, there's no way that it can come in. It just makes sense. So your physical space is the first thing we're talking about. But we're also talking about people. You need to control your environment when it comes to the people with whom you engage. Who in your life makes you feel tense? Are there any people, every time you deal with them, you just feel tense? What about people who, when you're around them, you feel negative because they just bring some negative energy, or something about them makes you feel negative towards them, or you just feel negative about life after you talk to that person every time? Is there anybody who's an energy draining person? I did a whole masterclass on energy draining people way early in the class. Masterclass number 10, energy draining individuals, how to identify them and how to get rid of them, get them out of your life. You ever around a person who saps your energy every time you're around them? And you're like, man, why do I feel so tired every time I'm near this person? They're an energy drainer. At least they are for you personally. You probably need to, well, you know what you need to do. You ever deal with a person who every time you talk to them, you feel like something's wrong with you? You feel like you're just coming up short. You feel like there's some deficiency that you just can't fix about yourself. And I'm not talking about a person who is doing their thing so much that it motivates and inspires you that you might look at yourself and say, damn, I'm not doing anything. I need to step my game up. That's not what I mean when I say a person who, when you're around them, you feel like something's wrong with you. See, if you get around a person and they're doing their thing on a level so much higher than you that you say, damn, I'm not doing anything, I need to step my game up. That person is inspiring and motivating you because that's a motivating statement. You say, I need to step my game up. I need to do more. I need to, get serious out here. What you're saying that this person's example has got me excited to do more for myself. All right, that's a person you need to keep around. That's a person you need to do what you need to do to stay around them as much as possible. But a person where you feel like something's wrong with you, all right, that person's draining your energy. What about a person who every time you're around them, there's an argument? You can't even have a conversation with them without it turning into a back and forth. What about someone who they just always add drama to your life? Whatever you consider to be drama, and you're not an actor or an actress, so you're not looking for drama, but every time you're around them, there's a lot of drama going on. That type of person, these people are in your environment, and you need to control your environment. And if these people are sapping your energy and taking away or blocking the positive vibes from coming towards you, you need to get rid of them. It is your personal responsibility. You must take ownership of this. And if you don't take ownership of it, listen, they will maintain ownership over you. They're blocking all that positive from even getting to you. Also, another environment you need to control is your mental environment. What's going on in your mind? What kind of thoughts are you having on a regular basis? What kind of thoughts are you entertaining? If you have my book, The Mental Workbook, I show you how to start controlling what is going on in your mind and your thoughts, how to start conditioning your mind, programming your mind to think the way that you want it to think, not just the way that it randomly thinks. Another thing about your mental environment, look at your phone. What applications or actions within certain applications sap your energy every time you engage with them, or put you in a bad energy every time you read them? For me, for example, I told you just in yesterday's class how I would go on Facebook and I would see these status updates. I was talking about 4 years ago. I would see these status updates of people saying these things, and I thought it was somewhat funny, but also somewhat ridiculous. But I realized that reading the status updates on Facebook never did anything positive for me. I never learned anything. I never got any useful information. Nothing about it ever added anything positive to my life. So now I do not scroll status updates on Facebook. I'm not friends with many people on Facebook. I don't accept friend requests on Facebook. If I don't know you, I'm not accepting the friend request. Only people I'm connected to on Facebook are people who I've known since like growing up, or people from college, and maybe a handful of people here and there along the way. But I do not do any status updates on Facebook. I only log in just so I can see any notifications that I might need to know about, and checking and running my business page on Facebook, which is Facebook.com/work on your game, in case you didn't know. Or you just look at my name, Dre Baldwin. I'm easy to find. And to check my messages, that's it. But I do not scroll the feed on Facebook. And again, that's just for me personally. Maybe your connections on Facebook are completely different from mine, and you have a completely different experience. But I realized that doing that was draining my energy, so I stopped doing it. All right, that's it. Controlling your environment is getting rid of. Again, we're not talking about adding things in here, people. Notice we haven't said anything about adding stuff in. First thing you got to do is get rid of things that are in the way. Your physical, mental, and social environments. Point number 3. Today's topic is how to cultivate and maintain positive energy in your life. You got to prioritize your contributors. What do I mean by contributors? That can mean people. That can mean thoughts, ideas, actions, energies. Or what I mean, you got to help yourself with this when I say prioritizing your contributors. In other words, what are the things or ideas or actions that make you feel good and they positively contribute to your long-term success? Let me say it again. What are the things that both make you feel good and they positively contribute to your long-term success? The answers to those questions, here's the follow-up. When you're thinking of those answers, are you limiting your access to these things? What do I mean by that? You might be wondering, well, Dre, why would anybody limit their access to things that it feels good and it positively contributes to their long-term success? Well, you need to ask yourself that question. For example, if you feel a lot better during the day when you prioritize getting the right amount of sleep, going to bed early, if you feel better during the day when that happens, yet you are still not getting enough sleep, why are you not doing that? Why are you limiting your access to that contributing factor to your positive energy? That contributes to your positive energy. You said it yourself, yet you're not doing it. Why? Why are you limiting your access to something that actually helps you? If you work out first thing in the morning and your energy feels great all day, whenever you work out first thing in the morning, yet you're not working out first thing in the morning every morning, why is that? Why are you limiting your access to that positive contributor to your life? If you feel better when you take an hour to read every afternoon, but you're not taking an hour to read every afternoon, why is that? Why are you not doing the thing that you know would actually help you? When you start making these things priorities, you force other things to take a back seat. And this, again, what have we been talking about here? It may be an irony to you that today's topic is cultivating and maintaining positive energy, but most of what I'm talking about here are things that you need to get rid of. You need to get rid of things that are in your way. The positive energy that you want, ladies and gentlemen, is out there in the universe waiting to flow its way to you. What you need to do is create a path for the positive energy to get to you. And the way you create that path is by getting rid of the things that are blocking you, the negative energies, the negative people, the negative ideas, the negative habits, all the stuff that is blocking you from the things that actually help you. You know what the things are to help you. You have experienced them yourself. You know exactly what they are. But for whatever reason, you have been unable to engage with them as often as you would want to ideally, simply because you are allowing other things to block you. They are in your way. They are stopping you from getting access to what you actually need in your life. So the process of addition here, a positive energy, is really a process of elimination, getting rid of the stuff that does not belong. Make these things priorities. Getting rid of things a priority, and then getting the stuff that helps the positive. You already have it in your life. You just need more time for it. Make them priorities, and you force other things to take a back seat, whether they like to or not. That's the whole game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me recap today's class, which is how to cultivate and maintain positive energy in your life. Point number 1, create clarity. Positive energy can be a challenge when you don't know what you're doing or where you're going. Make a plan that is as unambiguous as possible. This lack of clarity in anybody's life and your mind creates friction, and friction stops the flow of energy. Point number 2, control your environment. Your physical space. Clean up your space, clean up your office, clean your car, clean your house, get rid of stuff, make your bed. Your social space. Who are the people around you who make you feel tense, negative, they sap your energy, like something's wrong with you, you're always arguing with them, there's always drama. In your mind, your mental energy, what kind of thoughts are you entertaining? What are your habitual unconscious thoughts, and are you firing those habits like I talk about in my book, Work on Your Game? What social media apps are causing you to have negative energy about yourself, or they just quell up negative energy because you're seeing negative people saying stuff all the time? And why do you keep engaging with them? Are you a masochist? Why do you keep going to those things? Stop allowing those things to sap your energy. Start controlling your environment, and stop letting your environment control you. And point number 3, prioritize your contributors. What are the things that make you feel good and positively contribute to your long-term success? Prioritize doing those things and engaging with those things, and get rid of anything that is blocking you from doing that immediately. Work on your game. Dre all day.